What up, what up, what up? How we feeling? How we doing? We're back, we're back. Another episode of Beat Block. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Gene Flo. This is a show for producers, by producers, and beats on beats on beats. We'll go ahead and let everybody gather around the chat, come in the stream, see what's going on. It's a dope vibe today. I got the Chili Willy shirt on because it's gonna be a Chili Willy type of vibe today. If you saw the flyer on the promo, then you know it read Gene Flo dives into the hard drive. We'll get into that in just a sec. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and let people come on in. I already see the homie Rec760 is up in the chat. He's ready. He's ready. Rec, you stay ready, bro. Whether it's the Beat Block, whether it's Chrissy's the Internet, whether it's Tumex TV, Rec760 is holding it down. Appreciate you, brother. Salute. As you can hear in the background, I'm playing my latest release called Dramatic. About a month or two now. But it's gonna be we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. I'll bring you back all the way to the first beat that I ever made. I still got it, believe it or not. My first beat. Some in between until now have been lost. Lost files, deleted from old computers, crashes. Funny story that I'll tell later. But I still got the very first. I got my first and my latest. And then we got some stuff in between. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to let you guys ask some questions. You know, whatever you feel like asking in the chat, feel free. Drop it in the chat. I'll do my best to answer the question. Personal questions, producer questions, music questions, life questions. I will do my best to answer all and every question asked here in the chat today. It's been a good week. Good vibes. Been surrounding myself with some good energy, clearing the mind. So yeah, we're just gonna have it's gonna be a cool episode. We're gonna have a good conversation. We're gonna do some more talking than usual. You know, I like to just play the beats. We like to just play the beats. But I want you guys, this is a community. And what's a community without communication? And what's communication without transparency? When you guys come on here, you guys see me, you guys hear me, but let me let you guys know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of a private person, but you guys are taking the time to come here, come join the show. You guys are part of the community. So I felt a little bit like opening up a little bit, you know, and giving you guys a little bit more to who I am. So we're gonna go ahead and let this beat ride out, and I'll be right back. This is the Beat Block. I am Gene Flo. And you guys are great. Let's ride. Hey. Yes, yes, yes. Now going back to what I said about the promo, about the flyer, if you follow me on IG at Gene_Flo, or if you follow the show IG at BeatBlockTV, you'll see that today's theme of the show is Gene dives into the hard drive. So, you know, we let people come in to the chat. We let people settle in. You got your beverages. You got your snacks. You got your partner, or you're by yourself. I don't know. Fuck it. But we're going to have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hard drive. This is the hard drive. It's been following me for years and years. This is like probably the fourth hard drive, and the latest series of backups through all the last 10 years, right? I started with this like big box that had like a power outlet and a USB, but it needed to be powered into the wall just to turn on. It was like, where are we at? It was like double this size, and it was like in all dimensions. It was just huge. It was just this huge box, and it only had like maybe 500 gigabytes. Now, if you think about that relatively to today, where you can get like a 4 terabyte, I think this one is 2 terabytes, maybe 4 terabytes, 2 terabytes. That first big brick was 500 gigabytes, and that was I don't know, $200 at the time, $100, $150, $200. Anyways, it was pricey, relative. It was a LaCie, LACIE. I never knew how to pronounce the brand, LaCie or Lacey, something like that. It was like the brick phone, right? You had the old brick phone, cell phone. This was like the brick phone hard drive. But now we got flash forward to this one. After that brick phone, I think I had another like small one. I got my like first small one like this. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. Without the power, just the USB. That one crashed. The brick, I think I still have the brick actually in maybe this closet over here, somewhere in storage. I did have another hard drive that fell off a desk and fell on the floor while it was like spinning. And unfortunately, I didn't back shit up at that time period. So I spent like a good, stupid, unnecessary, probably got overcharged amount of money to get that data recovered from that hard drive, which then immediately everything went on this guy. And knock on wood, everything goes well with this. I mean, so far so good. This is like WD, Western Digital, I think it's the brand. Which have like not the best reputation, but this guy has been like carefully, what do you want to call it? Cared for? Carefully cared for. That's my deep vocabulary for you guys. Carefully cared for. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick. You know. So anyways, enough ranting, enough raving. We're going to dive into the hard drive. Flash forward today, 2021. And we got some goodies. So I just plugged in the hard drive. We're going to load it up here. And this is going to be a cool episode of Memory Lane. I'm going to take it far back as the first beat. I'll play you some of the first songs if I have them on that were recorded over beats that I produced. And I hope you guys sit back, relax, enjoy, and have a good night. This is the Beat Block. I am Gene Flo, and I'm just going to pick one of these random beats. This is an older one. It's not the first, but it's an older one. This is probably like circa 2008, maybe 2008, 2007. This one's called All Natural. Check it out. Rec, I still owe you a dramatic tape. Hit me on the DM in Instagram with your address. I'll send that right over. BYOP in the building. VI. You already know what it is. You can't put square pegs in round circles or round pegs in squared circles. That was a throwback. That beat was from like 2007, 2008-ish. I wrote like a solo track. It was just really silly, like stoner song. And then the homie Gold Griff and I produced a song for our first project together called Verbal Imagery. Go find that on the internet. Stream that. Enjoy that. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I appreciate you guys. This is the Gene Flo Beat Block Community Conversation Memory Lane. We're going back to the hard drive. The hard drive's plugged in. We plugged it in. If you missed the beginning, we plugged in the hard drive. Now we're going back to memory lane. That was all natural. Let's take it way back. This was probably 2006, 2007, a little before the last one. I made a few beats when I took a trip to Chile to see my family, like my first real trip to Chile. My father's from Chile, and I got a bunch of fam out there. And around 2006, 2007, I had an opportunity to go out there for like 4 months and just kind of clear my head of whatever was going on at the time. And I had a laptop that my aunt had, and I bootlegged the FL Studio, and I just downloaded like random sound packs and used a lot of stock stuff. This one is fun. This is from that era. This one's called Ammunition. This is the beat block. Let's go. Atlas, what up? Block TV. That one was called Ammunition. Once again, that was a throwback to like 2007. My first trip to Chile. I really didn't know who I even was at the time. I was all over the place. Just trying to find, just getting away with the music, like literally getting away when they say, oh, the music is therapy or the music is the outlet. Like I literally outlet into the music. And that was the only thing at the time that I cared about. Like literally, I care about a lot of things now. The heart's big, mind's clear. But back then it was like beats and like getting a hot dog. You know what I mean? Like that's about it. It wasn't like my best years, but it wasn't my worst years. It was good times. Let's see if we can go back into the hard drive and find something around that same era. Right? Appreciate it, Rec. I got a Beat Machine NFT from Secret Saviors for the first wax address in the comments. Hey, let's go. If you guys are into NFTs, and if you guys are into Secret Saviors, if you guys know about Secret Saviors, shout out to Tumex, AWOL1, Longhair 5150. Throw that wax account into the chat and Rec got you. Rec, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you are one of the few who have like the whole collection, right? The whole collection of the Secret Saviors NFTs? Hey, DJ Gargar, what up, what up? Yo, DJ Gargar, we got a collab waiting to happen, bro. For real, for real. We got to do something. Perhaps Elephants in the Room Part 2 collab follow-up. Anyways, you heard that first here on the Beat Block. I'm scrolling the hard drive. I'm trying to find like that era, that Chile 2007 pack of beats that I made. Oh, here we go. This one's called Worldwide. I'm not even going to say anything. We're just going to play it. Beat Block. Throwback Thursday. Rec, I got you, bro. I got that golden boombox. I have like the original golden boombox, and then I have the sketch golden boombox. Shit, let's trade. I'll trade you one of those for the beat machine. Let's go. Yes, sir. Gene Flo, Atlas. I sampled a reggae song for this one. For all you reggae heads out there. One of my favorite bands at the time were called Midnight. This was a Midnight track. And then I played the strings and the little piano on top of it. This one was called Worldwide. Once again, this was like circa 2007 on my trip to Chile. My first trip to Chile to see the fam. Yo, Rec, that's crazy. I didn't even see if the one I have is that one. I probably not. I haven't really gone through it. Did you get? I'm sure you got. I was gonna ask if you got it, but I'm pretty sure you got the Lospital NFT as well. Super fire. If you guys are just tuning in and you don't know what I'm talking about, Rex760 and myself and a bunch of others in the chat have gotten into the NFT game. It got introduced via the Secret Saviors of Underground Hip Hop from 2Mex, AWOL1, and Longhair 5150. If you guys don't know about it, go check it out at secretsaviors.com or secretsaviorsofiphop.com or ssohiphop.com, excuse me. Rec, if you know the exact site, you don't mind putting it in the chat for the people. I'm asking for y'all's help today. Also, today is a really, really good opportunity for you guys to ask any questions, anything. Ask me anything. If I can answer it, I'll answer it. Personal, music related, whatever. Today's the open book. Today's the introduction or reintroduction, if you know me, of Gene Flo. You know, you can get to know me a little bit more. And I want to get to know you guys a little bit more. So, like I said in the beginning of the show, this is a community. And what's a community without communication? And what's communication without being transparent? So that's like one of the biggest things I learned in this last year is to be super transparent with your communication. And I'm practicing this with the fam. You guys are taking the time out of your day. You can do anything else, but you're choosing to tune into this. You're choosing to tune into the beat block. You're choosing to tune in and watch the show. And if you're not watching live, you're catching the replay, which I super appreciate it. If you're catching the replay, shoot me any questions in the DM on Instagram at BeatBlockTV or at Gene_Flo. I'll be more than happy to answer questions. I want to get to know everybody. You know what I mean? All I know most of you guys is via a screen name. So I've been doing this show for 6 episodes, but I had a show before this that a lot of you guys have came over from Talking Shop, and it's going to be super dope just to get to know everybody. So moving on, We're going to take it even more back. Shout out to Melly Moreno. What up, Melly? I see you. I appreciate you. We're going to take it like super, super back to like 2000, maybe 4. This was around the time that I first started making beats. I'd say I probably started making my first beat, or let's just say putting sounds together in a sequence. making a beat is basically making a beat. I started probably making beats or like getting into music around 2002, 2001. Playing music around 2001, 2002. Started really getting into making beats around 2003, 2004. And shout out to my boy Roots. He's like A1 day one. When I started making beats, he was like, I got bars. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. Yeah, this is like one of the Gene Flo's first beats. It's not the first. We're going to hold off on that one. But this is like an old, again, Throwback Thursday. This one's called 100 Bars. Don't worry, it's not that long. Beat Block TV. Roots wrote a song to this back in like 03, 04, and I just remember the hook. He saw a picture on my mom's wall. It said something about like books fall open, you fall in, and it was this person falling into the book. And the hook was just like that. Books fall open, you fall in, something. Hey, I love throwbacks. I laugh because it's like memory lane. I love that shit. I love the roots, no pun intended, of like where things start and then where things go. I can look back now almost 20 years and say, damn, that was wild. Yes sir, Atlas. Roots spits fire bars. Appreciate you. Ayo Atlas, send some beats to this email right here, bbtvsubmissions@gmail. I want to get you on the show, the future show, put you in the pool so I can play some beats. You too, Gar. Send more beats to Beatblock or BBTV submissions. Where's that? Right there. That email right there. We're going to put you in the pool for the future shows. Let's go. I want to get everybody in the show. This one was called 100 Bars. Circa 2003, 2004, something like that. I made that on like an early bootleg version of FL Studio. And barely just teaching myself music theory, very minimal, playing stuff, just putting patterns together, putting drum patterns, super swingy drums on that one. That was cool. It's cool to listen to stuff like that you don't listen to much these days, but you go back and you're like, oh dang, check that out. That's super cool. It's just cool, you know? It's like a time capsule. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. I was buying myself some time. It was like a time capsule. This is a time capsule. This episode is a time capsule, and in the future, this is a time capsule of itself. So we'll look back on this episode and we'll reflect, you know, man, remember that episode when Gene was just throwing back and we were getting to know everybody in the chat, and y'all in the chat get to know each other. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is a fam situation. This is a community, and there's no reason why we don't get to know each other. You know what I mean? Moving along. Also, fun fact about this shirt. This is the Chili Willy shirt, but it says, this is how we chill till infinity. So it's kind of like a Chili Willy, Souls of Mischief, ode to Hieroglyphics 93 until infinity. And fun fact, the question wasn't asked, but I will say that 93 till infinity by Souls of Mischief is probably the most influential project of the genesis of the origin of Gene Flo. That was the one that I heard and I was like, I gotta do that. Like, what is that? You know, the grimy drum breaks, the cool jazzy samples, especially that Taxi sample, Cab Fare. Like, y'all don't even know how dumb I was bumping that shit to basketball games in high school. My mom was driving, taking me to games. I put this on. She's like, what is this? I'm like, just listen. And I just knew I had to. And shout out to Ma Dukes, because like she tricked me. And I wanted a MIDI keyboard for Christmas, and that shit wasn't there. And I was like, bummed out, whatever, right? And then like here she came out of around the corner with this like big old thing wrapped up, and I was like, what is this? And I opened it up and it was like my MIDI keyboard. I was like, what the fuck? And like, boom, it took off from there. And here we are today. It was like an M Audio 49E USB powered keyboard, just plain Jane, literally just like keys, no knobs, no buttons. It was just keys, and that was it. And that's all I needed. And I was and FL Studio, or Fruity Loops, I guess, back in the time. Our first question comes from DJ Gargar. My question is, how do you make such dope beats? Ha ha ha. Vibes, bro. Fuck, I don't know. How do you make dope beats? How do you make dope beats, bro? Everything I hear from you is gnarly. But honestly, back in the day, like how I really started getting into beats was just like emulation. Go listen to Evidence's new album called Unlearning, and he has a really cool clip in his album talking about artistic creation. You know, at first you start with imitation, right? You hear something and you want to like make it kind of like that. Kind of how I was with 93 to Infinity. And then as you go and you create, you start with what do you say, emulation or something like that. It's inspiration, emulation, where you're then transitioning and finding yourself, but you're still kind of using influences. We're always influenced, right? So you're using past influences, starting to create yourself, and then you get into innovation, where then you are really kind of putting in that work and finding your vibe. You know what I mean? You're settling in. You're always learning. You're always a student of the game. I'm always learning every day from everybody. Getting inspired every day by all of you guys, all you producers out there, making some dope shit. And yeah, those are the 3 stages: imitation, innovation, imitation, emulation, innovation, something like that. Go check it out. It's a dope skit, and I kind of go back to that just to keep myself reminded, just keep going. And once you stop trying to learn, you start getting into this, like, I know everything, right? And that's like the ego. So definitely trying to kill the ego. Shout out to Kill C-Ray. And we're always just trying to build, always just trying to learn. So let's keep going. Thank you, DJ Gargar, for the question. I appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, drop a question. You know what I mean? Drop a question. Anything. How do I like my steak? What size shirts I wear? What do I do first thing in the morning? How do I start my beat? Anything. I don't know what kind of cheese I like. Fuck it. I don't know anything. This is like the most open book I'll be in the public domain with you guys in the community. So give it a shot. All right, back to the beats, right? Oh, should we do it? Is this now the time to play the very first beat? Do I have it? We'll hold off on that. Let's play another one. We'll go back to Chile, 2007. And this is another one called, I flipped the same beat twice. One was called Reoriginated and one was called Reoriginating. So it's like imitating and then emulating, right? So I'm reoriginating and then this is reoriginated is like the future tense. I don't know. Anyways, this one's called Reoriginating, 2007. This is the beat block. Let's go. Yeah, the questions are pouring in. Let's go. All right, notice my mic was muted, but the first one was reoriginating. So we were in the process of reoriginating, and now this is reoriginated. Same sample, different vibe. Gar, that's a great question. I'm gonna have to think about that one, bro. Yeah, so that first one was reoriginating, and then we reflipped the sample, and this one's a little bit more like drum and bass heavy, and I kind of used a lot of delay on the sample and let it ride out. This is a lot more vibey than the other one. But as you can see, that there's cool ways to flip samples in different ways, and it's a good thing. Be creative. It keeps you creative. It keeps you going. Try to make a sample, try to flip a sample 5 different ways, you know what I mean? And just see what you can get out of it. Challenge yourself. All right, let's get into the questions. Questions. I love it. Appreciate you guys. Keep sending the questions. Don't stop asking the questions. Next question from, where are we at? Rec. What was the first hip hop album you remember owning? I don't think the records that like my brother owned were the ones that I owned, or if I can say. I mean, the first records, I'll use my brother's records, and then we'll get into the first one I bought personally. But like taking it super, super back, I can remember my brother having like, well, the first rap album I ever heard, now that I think about it, is pretty crazy in context and being relative to my life. But Bone Thugs, 93 Till Infinity. I think it was like 7 or 8. I don't remember how old. Taking a trip on a train with the fam, and we had the Discman, the old Discman. My girl can attest to the old Discman, the old Walkman. You remember the old Walkman, the old Discman? And it was not 93 Till Infinity. It was East 1999, Bone Thugs. Was the first one I first CD I actually put in a CD player and listened to that was rap. And that shit was crazy. Like, I still remember the song. I couldn't understand what they're saying, but and it was too fast. They were super dope, not to take away from their talent. I, as an 8-year-old, couldn't understand. Even now, 33 years old, couldn't understand. Can't understand some of the stuff they were saying. But, yeah, Bone Thugs. Coolio. I was bumping Coolio heavy. I remember Doggy Style for sure. And then a little later, there was like, you know, then Wu-Tang got introduced. I'm going to answer your Wu-Tang. I see the Wu-Tang questions. Bone Thugs, Snoop Dogg, Big Pun, Capital Punishment. That shit was crazy fire. What else? The first the first rap album I ever went and bought from like Warehouse Music was Juvenile, 400 Degrees. I was probably in middle school, maybe. And, you know, Back That Ass Up was hot. And the Hot Boys were crazy. And 15-year-old Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? And that was my shit. I was rocking to that as a little middle school kid. I was like, yeah, Juvenile, 400 Degrees. I went out and got that, brought it home. Oh, it was fire. It was fire. I remember buying a CD before that. I guess they were quasi hip hop rock or whatever, if you want to call it. Limp Bizkit. I bought a Limp Bizkit CD. And funny story, at the time I was so young, I didn't even know what the parental advisory sticker meant. And so I bought a CD without the parental advisory sticker, and I brought it home. And my brother was like, he's 5 years older than me. So he was like, you bought a CD. He was like clowning me. You bought a CD without the parental advisory? And it was like the clean version, right? And we played it, and it was like, on that album, they didn't just like drop the cuss words. They threw in crazy, weird sound effects that like threw it off. So that's cool. Thanks for the question. The first record I ever bought personally was Juvenile, 400 Degrees. Fire. Still stands the ground today. Next question. Thanks, Rec. Appreciate it. Next question is from Atlas. Yo, Gene, what's your go-to tempo when making beats for underground hip-hop artists? I would say my go-to tempo for just anything nowadays is a lot slower than before. I'd say before, you know, a lot of the beats that you're hearing now, like the old school beats, were definitely around like 90 BPM. That was about it. It's like 90, 91, 92, 89 in that range. But lately I've been getting into the slower tempo stuff, which is like 75, 82. That's where I like to sit these days. 82, 75, 82. I'll get up to 87, 86. But that's where I like to sit. It's a cool vibe for me right now. Next question. Am I an Elvis guy? Nah. Not really. Chuck Berry. This is the one. Yo, Gene, what's your favorite member of the Wu-Tang? I'm gonna get back to this one because I'll dissect the reasons why. But there's three. There's three. I'm gonna answer this in three, and then we'll get back to this. Is gonna be one that we're gonna talk about throughout the show. But Raekwon, Method Man, and Ghostface. Those three, give me any of their projects, I'll put it on. You know what I mean? It's over. Yeah, we'll get back to that. But to answer that, we're going to extend that one. But Raekwon, Ghostface, Method Man. Gar, I saw this question, and I'm still going to think about it. We'll play some beats, and we'll get back to it. Who are the best MCs in history that don't have a classic album? See, I don't get into like the conversation of like classic album because I like what I like and other people like what they like, and some people might think one album is classic, and to me I'm like, oh, that's cool, I wouldn't say it's relative. That's relative. But we're going to get on that one. I'm going to think. That's a good one. Who are the best MCs in history that don't have a classic album? I mean, is Capital Punishment classic? Is Big Pun Capital Punishment classic? You know, I don't hear a lot of people talking about Big Pun Capital Punishment. He's fire. He's one of the best MCs in history. And that's probably a classic album. That might not fit. See, that's the thing. I have to think about that. Mike Mackey's in the building. What up? Flipping more than a gymnastic real estate agent. Yes, sir. Dang, the chat. I can't keep up with you guys. We're going to go back into the beats. Let's hit the hard drive. This is Beat Block. Gene dives into the hard drive episode. We're staying in 2007. Staying in 2007. Here we go. This one's called Work It Out. This was... at the same time, I was part of like a forum, a hip-hop forum called illmusic.com. And it might still be around, but that website, that forum, like seriously helped me out so much, because there was like a lot of people new and experienced, and they had like flipping contests where like the moderator would put in samples and everyone would go flip it and you'd play it. And I learned a lot about like mixing your beats and getting the drums to hit, because a lot of my feedback early was like, yo, the music's tight but your drums are lacking. And I'm like, okay, because at the time all I was using was like computer speakers and maybe some earbud headphones, so I didn't even get that low end, so I was all high end. But because of that, I learned how to EQ and compress and all that stuff, and how to just sound selection also is a big thing. It's kind of like I learned in photography. It's like sound, like selection gives you more options to like work with. So like I had a lot more selection, and that was super dope and got some cool feedback. So yeah, shout out to illmusic.com. This was actually a collaboration with one of the members on there. I can't think of his name. It actually says it in the beat, so I'll remember when it plays it. But this one's called Work It Out. This is the Beat Block. We'll get back to the questions in a sec. I appreciate you guys. Let's go.
Elementary Spanish.
Yo, Mackie, I'm not sure if it came with... I don't know what the original is. I don't know if it was like the original Crossroads or I don't know what the alternative Crossroads is. Let me know. The 99 to the 2000 block is hot. Cash Money. Let's go. You already know. By the way, I'm the worst hip-hop historian, so I'll probably learn more about that, Gar, from you than me telling you guys about the classics. Definitely did it for the nookie, and at the time I had no idea what the hell nookie was. I just kind of rolled with it. I was all about that dude with the black contacts. Shout out to Willie Hutch, bro. So many dope samples. Gar, it just hit me, and we'll get to that answer right now. Yo, this was Work It Out, circa 2000. This was before 2007. This was definitely like 2004, 2003. This is like throwback. I wasn't even going by Gene Flo at the time. Let's take it real back. All right, shall we? Before Gene Flo, the movie, let's see. When did Old School come out? Old School came out in 2003. Yeah, definitely was making music in 2002, but in 2003 when Old School came out, there was a character named Spanish. And the homies would always call me, "Yo, Spanish," because they knew the roots of me being Chilean. And at the time, I was like, yo, hip-hop was born in New York, and so I was like Spanish in Harlem. Then of course there's a borough, Spanish Harlem, and I kind of just went with that. That's like the name that I was rocking with. So like my first producer name ever was Spanish Harlem. As you can hear in the beginning of this last beat, there's a cut in there that says Spanish Harlem. I'll play it again. Spanish Harlem. Yes. Oh, that dude was his name was Elementary. That's right. It says it right there. But yeah, I went by the name Spanish Harlem, and then around 2006-ish, 2007, 2008 was like the birth of Gene Flo. And I'll answer the question. I'm going to throw it out there. This is stupid, but I'll answer it if it gets asked where the name Gene Flo came from. I believe I talked about this in an earlier episode of the Beat Block, but if you guys want to know, ask the question. Anyway, let's get Gar. I was thinking about your question about dope rappers, some of the best MCs that didn't have a classic album, and the first person that comes to mind is Busta Rhymes. Like, he's one of the illest MCs to ever grace a microphone. But I can't say he has like a dope album. He's had sick singles. He's had sick features. He's had sick verses. I mean, his best album is probably his latest album. But even that, I wouldn't call it classic. Like, he doesn't have anything that stands to the test of time. But let's go. This is cool. Let's do more. Like Jadakiss, one of my favorite. Even Kiss of Death is like a fire album, but it's not classic. And again, the Locks had shit. They have dope verses. They have dope features. I mean, some of the shit he did with like, even that track he did with Mariah Carey, like Honey, something like that, with Mace, Fire. Like, these are throwbacks. This is like child Gene that I was into that shit. Yeah, so Jadakiss and Busta Rhymes, two fire MCs that didn't have classics. But hey, fuck all that. Jadakiss just made a classic with that Versus. Yeah, Luda, for sure. But yeah, Jada might not have a fire album, but he definitely has a fire moment with that Versus, and he let everybody know who the fuck, what time it is on that one. Let's go back. 07 was a good year. Okay, Gar, Capital Punishment's a classic. Yeah, it's a classic. Amongst like hip hop heads for sure. That's definitely a classic. The original Crossroads, I think, had a Flesh verse. The remix is widely popular. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I ever heard that one. Yeah. So let's see. Let's take it back. I think now is a cool time to play the very first beat that I ever made ever. And it was just, I got this pack, and I think I used to get packs on the internet. I was searching for like producers' names, right? Like Dr. Dre kits and Alchemist kits and Just Blazed kits, or, you know, whatever kits. And I remember having this like Dr. Dre pack. And so yeah, this is my first beat that I can go back to on record on the hard drive. This is Gene Flo's hard drive. Beat number 1, properly named The Beginning. Beat Block TV, let's go. Mackie, you've been writing some really good material, bro. Stick to that. What are you talking about? The Pitbull. Come on, bro. Ooh, that classic Dr. Dre horn stab. This was number 1, guys. This is where it started. We're taking the lid all the way back. 2002, 2003, you know, good times. This was day 1. This was the beat number 1. And I was like, oh, I got something here. I'm fire. Like the ego boost was like skyrocketing. Put like 10,000 rocket emojis. That was my ego when I made this beat. I went to high school and I was playing this shit. I was like, yo, man, beats. Check this shit out. Of course, everyone was like, oh, it's right. they probably thought it was tight because somebody that they knew can like put this together and like in a package, I guess. It wasn't like the worst, but like how boxy is this? You know what I mean? Like it's like stiff. There's no like life. There's no movement. It's just, and of course there's no low end. So that's like, this is for all you guys out there who have any doubts. Just go to this moment. Play back this moment. This is like the start of a lot. But now listening back, it's like, oh man, I want to like pat myself on the head and be like, oh, that was cute, you know, keep trying. But that's fun. But yeah, this was beat number 1. This was called The Beginning. And then it got a little better, you know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys can say it or not, but I think it got a little bit better. I think. Yeah. Hey. And then after Chile, I moved to Oakland. Shout out to the Bay Area. That's my second home. A little bit of the heart still back there. Oakland, Bay Area. Raised your boy, really. From like 19 years old, young. This was after the Chile experience. Had a little bit of experience with world, with the life. My brother went out to the Bay. He was like, come on. I was like, let's go. Shout out to my bro. And it was a crazy experience. Again, just locked in on the beats. Super naive to the world. But I was chasing something, you know what I mean? I was chasing like I don't know. I don't know actually. Now that I look back at it, I don't know. At the time I was like, no, I'm gonna go out to the Bay, and because that's where 93 Until Infinity like was from, right? That was where my inspiration came from. So I felt like I needed to go there to kind of soak those vibes, I guess. And being where I was inspired by, I needed to be in that area, and it was super dope. I was using my brother's computer, or him and his girlfriend at the time's computer. Well, his girlfriend at the time is now his wife. I shouldn't say at the time. Shout out to her, who's the mother of my nephews. Shout out to them, little homies. By the way, the oldest nephew just got him. I got him a Logitech cam and a blue microphone. He's all like, I want to start a YouTube channel. I'm like, got you. Say less. Still need to go over there and help him out setting it all up and stuff. But you know, we got a little push. You know, he's got the computer, he's got the microphone, he's got the camera. So let's go, young man. He wants to do like reaction videos, playing Fortnite and like doing reactions. I'm down. I'm supported all the way. You know what I mean? Anyone who comes at me is like, I want to do something creative, bro. Let's go. Put you on my back. I got this. We got this. Let's go. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I went to the Bay, and that was a whole nother experience. That's the next chapter of Gene Flo's story. So we started, and you know, I've totally skipped the beginning. But anyways, I started kind of like with Chile and more so than anything. But like, there's some more story behind that. And I got some good stuff. But we'll go to Oakland, and 2008. We started making some cool, you know, we started gaining some ground. We started listening to more, reading more forums, getting more inspired. This is where it was like still in the imitation phase, where I was like listening to songs and I was like, I want to make that. So I would like redo beats, you know. But one of my favorite beats at the time in Oakland was this next beat called Mysterious Vibes. Super fire. Beat Block TV. Come on. Still Spanish Harlem at the time, by the way. With the most DJ voice tag on a beat.
Spanish Harlem.
Shout out to Rec, bumping 93 to infinity on the bus. Keep sending in the questions. Yeah, Gar, the bass player, Limp Bizkit, that was the shit. His fucking black contacts. See, Jay got a classic in my opinion. I fuck with Jay. So that's the thing about relativity. You know, you might think something's classic. I might not think something's classic. So-and-so might think something's classic. I got another one for you though, Gar. Yes, sir, Mackie. Gene Flo is for the children. This one was called Mysterious Vibes. This was like one of the first beats I made when I first moved out to Oakland. And that sprung. Like, I was making so many beats when I first moved out to Oakland. I got a job at Starbucks. I woke up at like 4 in the morning, walked my ass. I don't know. This is like my old man story. I woke up and I walked 4 miles to the job in the freezing cold. But I did that shit. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I got up. I walked my ass down the hill, across downtown Oakland, to the Starbucks, opened the shop, worked my hours, went home, and made beats. I was doing beat battles. I did my first beat battle out there. Of course, we took the dub. What are you talking about? Calm down. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool hearing people hear your beats who you don't know and say things like, we haven't heard stuff like that before, or like, you know, that was really dope. Or like, you're getting that, like, I guess, confirmation or I don't know what you want to call it, validation. At the time, for a young man, that was like everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, Gar, I wanted to go back on the question of the MCs without a classic. And one of my favorite MCs, Royce da 5'9", again, has like fire catalog. But I don't think that you can say he has a classic on his resume. But if you go listen to any of his projects, it's going to be undeniable, but we wouldn't put it under the category of classic. So yeah, that's that. Going back to the Wu-Tang question, Raekwon was my favorite when later, later when he did his solo stuff. Only Built for Cuban Links, and even Only Built for Cuban Links 2, the purple tape. That's when I really was like, okay, that Raekwon, I don't know, for me, that at the time when I heard it, I was like, yeah, Raekwon's like a beast. Fire. But I mean, Tikal is a classic to me. And Ghostface, I just kind of liked his character. I saw him live. He was super dope. But it was more of a character for me. And I think Method Man's flow and his cadence and his storytelling and his bars, Method Man's probably like my all-time favorite. Especially when I saw you're probably, no, it's not about the music, but like when he did How High, the movie, I thought that shit was fire. That song one of my favorite shit he ever did was with Mary J. I'm like low-key R&B soul kind of guy. I love that shit. The shit he did with Mary J. Blige was phenomenal. Like fire. And the stuff he did with Redman, the Blackout, come on. Yeah. So yeah, that's it's interesting. That's a cool conversation. We should have more conversations about the Wu-Tang, because I actually don't know a lot of the other guys' like resume. You know what I mean? I wasn't following them like that. If you go talk to my boy Golden Griffin, who, shout out to Golden Griffin, we collaborated on the Dramatic project. You should go check that out. Go get the tape. Stream that on all streaming platforms. He's like Wu-Tang to the death. You know what I mean? Like all day. He definitely vibed off of, pushed that onto me with the Wu-Tang. Also, funny story, he and I went to go see Raekwon in San Francisco, and we just got a little too lit. I think we smoked too many blunts before the show, and yeah, your boy needed like the whole fucking, what's the thing with the firefighters, the fire hydrant. Your boy needed like the whole fire hydrant to just come out to get hydrated. Like that was so lit. It was dope. It was funny too. Funny story. I don't want to put my boy on blast like that. It was funny, but we were like lit and we were like, play the song. We happened to get like this, we got hooked up and got onto like the balcony. We were like the only ones at the balcony in this venue. And the homie were like, play the song. And Raekwon was like, yo, my guy, I hear you. I got you. But we were just like, oh, all right, my bad. But we were just, it was lit. We were having a good time. Shout out Golden Griffin. Shout out to Raekwon. That was a cool story. I love these stories. Book of Ryan. Book of Ryan's cool. Not a classic. Book of Ryan's good though. What are some of your favorite beats of all time? Interesting. That's a good one. Reasonable Doubt comes to mind. That like any beat, pick any beat on that album. Classic. Some of my favorite beats actually come from People Under the Stairs. People Under the Stairs. Double K and Thez One. Thez One had some of the nastiest beat, like the shit he did with the breaks and the samples, like Acid Raindrops, San Francisco Nights, Fun DMC, like the list goes on. Like People Under the Stairs. I guess you could put them in best MCs that don't have a classic album. But if we're talking like, that's, you know, they're underground, quote unquote, under whatever you want to call underground. They're fire. To me, they're classic. I mean, I lie. OST is a classic. So I take that back. OST, if you haven't heard OST by People Under the Stairs, you're doing yourself a disservice. Like literally, I'll say stop watching the show and go listen to OST. Like I'll That's how much. R.I.P. to Double K. Like, all the way to their last album. Like, fire. I was so hurt when Double K passed. Like, they were all taking me back to running around Lake Merritt in Oakland. I used to bump People Under Stairs and Rick Ross. That was like it's funny how you remember memories, but like in rotation, like I was a big I didn't have a lot of I didn't listen to a lot. I found stuff that I liked and I just like kept burning it down. I just was like, listen. Oh, side note, someone asked what is the favorite genre? Mike Mackey asked, Gene, what is your favorite genre outside of hip hop? I'd have to say like reggae, definitely reggae. But kind of to touch on the MC thing again. I guess this is like off subject, but like honorable mention is Zach De La Rocha. People don't consider like them to be in like the hip hop genre, but again, my boy Golden Griffin, who is in the chat, he super huge, like biggest Rage Against the Machine fan probably I've ever met, and biggest Wu-Tang fan I've ever met. But like Zach De La Rocha, the homies and I used to like my first instrument was playing the drums, and the homies and I would get together and like kind of cover Rage Against the Machine songs as good as we can. Back then in high school. And oh man, I'm having a moment. Yeah, Zach De La Rocha is like, imagine if he had like his own like solo music away from Rage. Well, I guess who knows how that would sound. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yo, Griff, I remember. I think you might have went with my bro on that one. I'm not sure if that was the one that you went with Eric in San Francisco, but yeah, I remember that Rock the Bells. I wasn't there, but I remember. Yeah. Oh, but Mackie, yeah, my favorite genre outside of hip hop, probably reggae. I was a big reggae head. Still kind of am. Not like all day. I still play like a lot of the classics. But reggae is always around. I really like Steely Dan. What is that? Yacht. I guess you could say that's like yacht rock. I remember working with a guy and I told him that I like Steely Dan. He's like, "What, bro? The Doobie Brothers do what Steely Dan does, but way better." And I was like, "We're gonna fight." Because my cousin my aunt, this cousin that I'm talking about, his mom, she used to take me to McDonald's and we used to get ice cream cones, and she was bumping Steely Dan, and at the time I didn't know who they were, but I just knew like, oh, this is a vibe. And then later on, my cousin, her son, we used to go out hiking, and we used to smoke a J, and he'd always be bumping Steely Dan, and that shit was smashing. I mean, they've been sampled a bunch. Go listen to Kanye West. What's that song? You are a hero. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I am. Dun, dun, dun. That's Steely Dan. That shit's fire. You are a champion in your eyes. Dun, 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 dun. That's fire. Anyways, let's get back to the beats. There's more questions. Send in your questions. We'll get back to more questions. Anyway, I've got off track. We're here for the beats. Let's play the beats. More Bay Area beats. This one's called Zen Warrior. Beat Block TV. not a Fish fan. The only experience really that I have Fish was through The Simpsons. Yo, I'm loving the questions. Let's go. That one was called Zen Warrior. We'll say that was like 2009. Sounds about right. I was in and back between the Bay and San Diego. I went to the Bay, I want to say 2008, and I had like a homesick moment. I had a really crazy experience, and then I had like a homesick moment. And I remember chilling with the homie Griff again. I had a lot of stories with the homie Griff out in the Bay. Shout out to my brother. We were sitting at this bar. I'll never forget it. We were sitting at this bar. Fuck if I remember the name. Kezar Pub. There we go. Shout out to Kezar Pub, my girl's favorite fish and chips in the world. If you're in San Francisco, go to Golden Gate Park, find Kezar Pub, get the fish and chips. Anyway, the homie and I were sitting, and I was telling him, like, yeah, I'm not feeling it right now, bro. I think I'm going to go back to San Diego for a little bit. Or not a little bit. I told him I was going back to San Diego. And this fool straight up looked at me and was like, it's cool. You'll be back. You'll be back. Like, super calm. Like, he was like some Nostradamus. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm not feeling it. I'm tripping. I was tripping at the time. And I'm like, I'm going back to San Diego. He looked me in the eyes. Was like, you'll be back. And then I came back. It was a quick trip down to San Diego. I got a job as a telemarketer doing bullshit. And I was just making beats. And then I came back to San Diego. I was like, you know what? What am I doing back here? Nothing was really going on. And I kind of got that same feeling of the first time I went to the Bay. I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to go back to the Bay. And I was in San Diego for like a year. And then I went in 2009. I went back to the Bay. And I was there until about 2018, I want to say. So that was cool. That was a cool time. And let's see if we have some more early Bay Area beats. Oh, shout out to like another memory of the Bay Area and music connection. I was listening heavy to Reflection Eternal, Talib Kweli, and High Tech. I guess you could say, does Talib have a classic album? I guess I don't know enough about let me stop. Black Star is classic. But solo Talib, does anyone agree? Or does anyone have any say on solo Talib records? I know Black Star is like classic. But solo Talib, do we have a classic? Is Reflection Eternal classic enough? That shit was fire. But classic. Anyways, Reflection Eternal was on repeat. Him and High Tech were killing it. Fire. Also, to name a few albums that I was listening to in Chile around like 2007, 2008. I picked up The Roots. What's the name of that one? The Roots. It All Falls Apart? That's what it's called. Things Fall Apart, excuse me. Yeah, The Roots, Things Fall Apart was like steady. Oh my God, the songs on that album were like feeling your boy on that. And Evidence is his first solo album, The Weatherman. Those two albums in Chile like kept me going and inspired me to make so much dope music and to learn more, learn techniques, listen to music, listen to samples, listen to programming, and just listen to musicianship on that Roots record. That shit was crazy. But yeah, the Bay Area, I was listening to a lot of People Under the Stairs, Talib. I'm starting to get more into like Rick Ross, The Boss. Yeah. Good times. Here's another one from the early Bay Area moments. This one's called Major. Go check out that Verbal Image project with my boy Golden Griffin. I'm pretty sure you can go find it on Bandcamp. Go check out the Bandcamp. verbalimagery.bandcamp.com. Vic Von P, what up? Yo, Zach De La Rocha has a solo project? What? What's my favorite burrito? I got a story for that one. Gar, we'll get back to the beats of all time. Endless list. Yo, the chat, you're killing it. Appreciate you, family. That one was called Major via 2008-ish, 7, 8, 9, something like that. Definitely up in the Bay. Yeah. By the way, if you guys asked a question and I haven't got to it, it's because you guys are killing it in the chat and I haven't been able to keep up with you guys. I love all the questions. Even Mike Mackey asking about Pitbull. Like, really, Mackey? I love you, brother. Going back to Gar, what are some of your favorite beats of all time? Honestly, one of my favorite beats of all time on the more like mainstream tip was from Rick Ross, produced by the Justice League. It was Maybach Music number 3. I think he made like 5 songs called Maybach Music and just called them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that. But I think it was Maybach Music 3. Go check that out. It's with Jadakiss, Erykah Badu, and T.I., I think. That beat, oh my God, is like the pedestal of like music. Like hip hop, soul, whatever you want. Just that beat, so good. So good. One of my top. Another dope beat is... Ooh, you put me on right now. I want to answer. Oh, you know what? I always like this beat. It's fucking simple as fuck. But DJ Premier produced for this group called Pitch Black. They didn't really get a lot of play. They were like deep underground. But I actually first heard this on like a bodyboarding video. You know, back in high school, I was really into bodyboarding with the homies, Beach Rat. And there was this series of videos, I believe it was called like No Friends or something like that. And this song came on. I was like, what? And it was like, Pitch Black. And it hit, and I was like, I gotta find that shit. It was from Pitch Black. It was called, shit, let me see if I can find it. Pitch Black. It's All Real. I think it was called Pitch Black. It's All Real. Yeah, it's called It's All Real. That beat, oh my God, so bananas. I loved it. Every time I hear that shit, yeah. So we go from like Maybach Music 3, which is like a musical masterpiece, to Pitch Black, It's All Real, which is like boom bap hip hop at its core. Shout out to DJ Premier. There's so many, bro. Like Gar, we can talk about beats all freaking day. Anyway, going back to someone asked, Be Your Own Plug asked, what is your favorite burrito? I'm trying to find the question. What is your... let's go back. What is your favorite live show you've been to? That's a good one. Like, there's so many. I remember seeing Foreign Exchange. If you guys are familiar with the Foreign Exchange, I saw them in Oakland at the New Parish. Like, that was such a dope show. The New Parish in Oakland just was a host to so many dope shows. Rock the Bells, San Francisco. I saw a young YG. I remember my sister and I went to the show and we got there really early, and YG was like one of the first acts. He wasn't even blowing up yet, or maybe he was coming up, but I just remember hearing YG 400, and I didn't know who this guy was, but I just knew he was throwing barrio, as my girl says. He was throwing barrio. He was repping his set, and he was just bringing that West Coast shit. And I was like, okay, YG, okay. But Common had like the most inspiring set. He had like I love when I can go to like hip hop shows that they bring like a whole ensemble or a whole band and it still translates like so dope. He killed it. It was so sick. The only thing I'd say with that show is that they put like the stages kind of next to each other without like angling them away from each other. It was like they were both like straight on, right next to each other. So if you were like standing over here, you heard this show, but you kind of also heard this show and saw this show at the same time. And then if you're over here, you like heard this show, but you also kind of heard this show. So it was, you were watching 2 shows, but you like wanted to keep, say you like this person over here. You were like, oh, what the fuck? It's bleeding over. If you're really feeling this, you're bleeding over. And it was okay. But yeah, that Rock the Bells was classic. Who else did I see there? I think a young Action Bronson was there. I just remember that Common. That Common was fire. Yo, Griff, that Raekwon at in San Francisco. What's that venue that we were at? The one we got too lit. That was cool. That was fun. That was a dope show. Yeah, a lot of dope shows. Yes. My favorite burrito. I mean, that's a hard one. I mean, coming from San Diego, it's easy to kind of say like the California burrito. Add guac if you go to like Lolita's, you know, if you guys know about Lolita's. And then when I went to the Bay, one of my favorite burritos. I used to work up in the Union Square district in San Francisco, and I would walk down to bar on my way home, and I would stop at this taqueria called Taqueria Castillo or something like that. And if you guys know about burritos in San Francisco, they add like rice and beans to everything. And coming from San Diego, I thought that was odd because I would always have that on the side. But it was like a staple. It was like you go in, hot plate kind of vibe, like a Chinese buffet. It was like rice, beans, boom, boom, tortilla. And then you pick your meat. And then they throw on all the shit you want. But I used to go to this spot, Taqueria Castillo, on my way home. And I would get the al pastor burrito. And I would tell the homie, hold the beans, hold the rice. And it would be like al pastor, guac, sour cream, cheese, something like that. But bro, like the juice of that al pastor, like that will never go away. That shit, I'm like salivating thinking about that right now. That shit is fire. And then flash forward, so like the California from Lolita's was like the birth, right? And then we went to the Bay and we had Taqueria Castillo. Now 2021, you guys, if you're in San Diego, I don't care if you're in San Isidro or if you're all the way up in San Clemente, Oceanside. And well, you're closer to in Oceanside to this spot. But in Escondido, there's this place called Gilberto's. And my girl introduced me to this burrito, and I'm telling you guys, it's called the KCC. I don't know what it stands for, but you just go to the spot. Trust me, take my word for it. Find a Gilberto's in the northern San Diego area, North County. Walk in and order a KCC burrito and thank me later. It's like a carne asada burrito, fajita, like bell peppers, onions, right? Sour cream, guacamole, cheese, and then it's like the inside of the tortilla is all queso. It's like a quesadilla wrapped burrito with all that inside. Oh my gosh. The juice from that al pastor burrito is like fails in comparison to this KCC burrito. It is fire. Fire. That shit is ridiculous. So, sorry for the length. Not sorry, but there's your lengthy answer for what is your favorite type of burrito. I had to break it down because burritos are life where I come from. For sure. What are your guys' favorite burritos? Throw your favorite burrito locations or your favorite burrito in the chat. Put it out there. We're not hearing any beats though. Let's get back to some beats. This is like super throwback. We're in the hard drive. Let's see what we got. My favorite Madlib beat. I think it came from the J-Lib project, really. And his stars come out tonight. And his stars come out tonight. The Stars beat? That Stars beat? Come on. That shit's fire. Favorite Madlib beat. That's a good one. I'm gonna hold that one. We're gonna get back to the Madlib. Wasn't never like the biggest Madlib fan. Sorry, brother. I know you are. Who asked the question? I know you Madlib sits like right here in your heart. I should know more. But that Stars beat with J-Lib comes to mind first. But we'll get back to that. Let's get back to the beats. This next beat, we'll say, came around like 2012 maybe. Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, this thing came around like 2012. 2011, 2012 maybe. This one's called Knockin'. Beat Block TV. Didn't get into the Grateful Dead. Yes, Steely Dan are just all around amazing musicians, Rec. I agree. They're named after a bong? I did not know that. That's fire. Hey. That was a shorty. That one was called Knockin'. Let's go back to back beats. This next one is called Feel Good Music. Let's feel good. This is hour number 2. This is hour number 3. We've completed it 2 hours. This is going by so fast. I just want to keep going with y'all. We're going to go on until till the break of dawn. I'm just kidding. Let's just keep it moving. Keep it grooving. This one's called Feel Good Music. Yo, Griff, that shit Madlib did with Freddie Gibbs, I can't even... All of the shit he's done with Freddie Gibbs is mad fire. Shout out to San Luis Burrito and Oceanside. Yeah, appreciate all the questions, y'all. This has been fun. If you got any more questions, keep them coming. Yo, Mackie, go grab something to eat, bro. We'll be right here when you get back. Yes. That was feel good music. That was dope. We made that back in my mom's pad. That was probably 2000. No. Yeah, we made beats at my mom. That was back before I moved out of my mom's house. Shout out to my mom. She didn't know any better. One time I came home from school and I went to go open up some sessions. And I went to the folder where my music was, all my FL Studio beats, and they weren't there. And I asked my mom if she knew what happened to the beats. And at this time, me and my mom were having a rift, you know what I mean? I wasn't the best kid. And yeah, so, you know, the family unit wasn't the best situation. And I guess her way of like punishing me was like going to the computer and deleting my beat sessions or something like that. I was so pissed. Like, I have a lot of these beats that I'm playing for you that are like lost sessions. So these are like vault beats without this, you know, I can't go back to the stems. I don't have the sessions. I could probably find like the old samples and like remake a lot of these beats. But yeah, that's a good times when I was a renegade, a little rebel, and a little fucker, as some people would say. And yeah, I guess karma had it out for me. She said that the guy at the computer store, she took the computer to the computer store because it was making some noise, and that the guy at the computer store suggested that the computer was getting slowed down because of the music files and whatnot. So shout out to the computer store guy, because you know what? He just made me more mad, and I just went harder. But then I learned to like make the beats on the computer and then like take them off and put them onto like a little flash drive or a little hard drive or something like that at the time, or send them to me. I don't remember, but the good old days. This has been fun, going down memory lane with you guys, talking about the good old days of where it's. This is the what do they say on the hashtag, where it started versus how it's going, or something like that. So this is the how it's been and the how it's going. You see how it's going now. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know how it's going. Yeah. Those are a lot of throwback beats. We can play some more recent stuff. This is some new stuff that I've been working on. You guys check it out. This is probably my latest beat that I've made. So we've heard the first, now this is the latest. Full circle.
Gene Flo.
Yeah, that Quali Madlib Liberation's fire. All right, Gar, peace, brother. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. We'll catch up soon. Thank you. Yeah. So that's the latest. As of a couple weeks ago, I did that for a beat challenge from Ski Beats. He had a beat challenge. Unfortunately, I did not make the last 8, but it was a good experience, a good time. I love doing stuff like that. All the sounds in that beat were from that pack, so that was a cool challenge. I challenged myself to only use the sounds from the pack, and it was a good time. Let's see. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. Let's see. I don't have it on this one. Or the hard drive. Let's see. Do I have it on the hard drive? Nah, I don't got it. It's alright. We'll keep it going. If you guys know, I do also have my website, www.geneflowbeats.com. I have a beat store on there. For all you artists out there interested in looking for some beats, you can check that out. Here's one of my favorite beats off the website. This one is called Schlump, and it's properly entitled. So check it out. This one's called Schlump.
Gene Flo.
Appreciate it, Rick. How we feeling out there? Got a few more. Hey, that's right. That was called Schlump off of the Gene the Gene Flo beat store. I had a tongue twister there. I was thinking before I spoke, or I was speaking before I thought. Anyways, I found something really cool on my hard drive. This was the first song that I attempted to do like a remix for back in the day. And I want to go ahead and share it with you guys. I know we usually play beats, but this one's pretty cool. It's an MF Doom flip that I did. It's untitled. I don't have a title for it, but here it goes. This is the first Gene Flo's first remix.
He's a shady character. What's his name?
Wait now. He's got his card. I got it in my pocket. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Doom. I see.
It ain't nothing like hip-hop music.
Beat Block TV, let's go.
It ain't nothing like a fist full of cash or a blitz full of the hash that twists like a mustache from end to end, spreading like a rash from talking through your Walkman or at your disco bash. Give me the Tim's Rumple, still skin brown, a metal face mask with a built-in frown, a mic to tilt down 100,000 pounds, and see how kilt sound like spilt milk clown. Cocoa butter on a very ashy day, fam. Ray-Bans out on the islands of Cayman. Or I break it down for the layman. Band-Aid Soleil for the Saint-Tropez. Tan, a can of old gold, too cold to hold, slow your roll. Keep on moving like soul to soul, hold the dough. Like a fool stole pity y'all for trying to go up against City Hall titty ball. The black mic is like a red violin. Okay, everybody back to the lab, try again. Rap game like Leviathan, leave bad taste, killing my high like niacin. Stop kidding, middlemen need Ritalin. Hit me with the full tin and gin and I'm a kid again. Keep the bong lighting straight through the songwriting. The super villain, aka the thong biting, is inviting all to the reciting that's dope and raw. Hoping all y'all come in peace and it's open bar. Tear the roof off this bumper rise cloud by the end of the night. Spaz like shot spot. I spilt a shot, made the pen lines runny. A ill plot to 10 times Ben Stein money. Funny how he ripped the scripts with a straight face, with more rhymes than his lies in your database. Placing rappers in endangerment who's reckless with this food for thought, sorta like breakfast. You can mark it off as wreck on a checklist. Wear gold fronts, can't afford no necklace. Should that 10 go to help build them daycares? Somebody say yeah, pay your fears. Give the herbalizers their shares, and y'all can pay Doom and beers. Cheers.
It ain't nothing like.
Those cuts came from the acapella, by the way. I did not do those cuts.
Doom.
Okay, Mr. Doom. Okay.
Call headquarters. Tell them to send a trap over here to pick up 3 rats. The next time these boys come in contact with anything hot, it'll be the chair in the death house of the state prison.
Yes, sir. So that was the first attempted remix that I did. I haven't done much still. I don't really remix songs, but that was definitely something that I had fun doing. I believe that was probably for the illmusic.com forum. They had like a challenge, like a remix challenge, and I think I did that. That was cool. I was trying to find the first song ever, like ever that I had. That's someone that I sent over email and they returned it back. And I was like super hyped. But let me see if I can find that, because that'd be cool to hear. But I don't know where that would be. It was on some super, if you heard it, you'd be like, yo, you did that? Yeah, I made some like trap stuff. I made a lot of trap. You can call it, I guess, trap. But I would just call it like inspired by like Little John at the time. Yeah, good stuff. Hold on, let me do a little deep dive here and let me see if I can find. Hey, hold up. Yo, this is crazy. I found like a few on an old website that I'm not going to put out there, but you guys, I'm going to play these songs. This is cool. I like going back. Mike Mackey, appreciate you. Rex 760, always. This was the very, very, very first song that I sent, and someone found me on MySpace and was like, send me this. And he sent it back, and I was like, what? I actually did it. Like, I got a song produced. Like, someone rapped over my beats. Here it is. It's from a guy out from Kansas. He went by the name of Low Key. This one's called Get Your Ride On. This is like 2003. Let's go way back. Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Spanish Harlem on the track. What up, Jay? What up with you, fam?
Let's go. Beat Block TV.
Low Key and Rip. We got this. Get your ride on. Get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean. Get your lean on. Just ride with me. Get your ride. Get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean. Get your lean on. Just ride with me. You ain't knowing Nathan about this dude. I spotted you strategically. I plot your moves. I plotted too. In plots where we bury dudes, you slip, you lose. Your bad mouth and cost you do. You ain't riding if I'm next to you. I pump the brakes, squeeze the trigger, then blow past you. Gotta hit me under the hood, nigga. That's my ride. The Midwest my side. Fuck with me and you will die. Ride on. Get your ride. Get your swerve. Get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean. Get your lean on. Just ride with me. Get your ride. Get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean. Get your lean on. Just ride with me. Breathe easy. Don't have an asthma attack. Yeah, I'm talking greasy, got my swagger back. And I see you haters, it's such a lovely feeling. Watching y'all collect dust like a filthy ceiling. And I know y'all catching feelings, cause my chips keep building. And I ain't gon' stop until I'm touching millions.
We come a long way.
Day, no gun, no vest.
This was a lot for a 16-year-old kid in high school.
A chest, protect my chest by all means necessary. I got phenomenal flow, only the best can hear me. I'm on the road, your ass all over the sidewalk. Only time I'm quiet is when I listen to God talk. Keep stressing I'm the best on every song, why not? Cause y'all paying me $10 a pop for my thoughts. Get your ride, get your ride, get your swerve, get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean, get your lean on. Just ride with me. Get your ride, get your swerve, get your swerve. If you're feeling like a pimp, then get your lean, get your lean.
You the man, Mike.
Just ride
With me.
I'm in the all black
Yeah.
AC boy, you'll
This was the first
If the boy don't got it, then the
track.
boys don't get it. Higher than the kite, and I ain't talking about earth.
The first one, I was like, yo, 16 years old, I think, and somebody hit me back on an email and was like, yo, I recorded over this beat. Check it out. And fuck, bro, like, that was like all I needed. That was like the ignition. That was like the fuel. All that shit is just like, keep going, bro. Keep going. Like, I knew that wasn't what I wanted to make, or like that wasn't like the end all. I was just making shit at the time, like knowing that I was growing. You know what I mean? I had the wherewithal to know, like, just stick to it. Just stick to it. I was in the imitating stage. You know what I mean? I was probably making this beat from, like I said, something I heard from Little John or whatever was going on at the time, you know, and I was like, oh, that's hot. And that was it. I got another one from the same dude, Low Key. He sent me back another one. This one's called Ain't Nothing.
Spanish Harlem on the track. Breaking free records, man. Yeah. Know what it is. Hey, Rip, turn me up on the headphones a little bit, man. Yeah, there we go.
This is the beginning.
Had to do it again.
This is the origin of Gene Flo.
Low Keezy.
Spanish Harlem. Beat Block TV.
I'm a G. Who is he? Not me. Know me. I'm so fresh. I'm so clean. Hit the block every day. Lie. It ain't nothing, nah. It ain't nothing, nah. It ain't nothing, nah. It ain't nothing, not at all. One thing about me is the boy don't play. Hit the block, rip them knots, and I grind all day. Way too much for the GAME. Niggas better pay attention while they hating on me. Learn something, say something, homie, it's all gravy. Long as I'm me, yes sir, you can't fade me. Got plenty dip for my chips, that's why I keep stacking. Picking up slaps from where these other niggas keep slacking. Pointing to the shit, man. Get it how I get it, man. Daddy was a pimp, so I pimp for a living, man. Still pimp a little bit, only just a little bit, just for the fun of it. Gotta get the money quick. Front seat nigga, why I'm always calling shotgun. Niggas in the back do you dirty with the shotgun. Some cats are stupid, but us niggas not dumb. I like to talk, but I'm quiet when the cops come.
A young DJ Drama.
I play dumb, I ain't seen, I ain't heard, I don't know shit. Money in my rubber band, low key like the faux shit. Money in my rubber band, low key like the faux shit. It's just too easy. It's just too easy in this game. Ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. I'm a G. Who is he? Not me. Know me. I'm so fresh.
Look where we came to, man.
Hit the block every day. Lie. It ain't nothing. Nah.
Enjoy the journey.
Nothing. Nah.
Enjoy the process.
Nothing. Nah. It ain't nothing. Always got it all to deliver like the UPS, man. I'm that new shit. I'm what you should be requesting. I ain't no drug
This
dealer.
was back when like 4-minute songs were the shit.
That spills dust. Man, I'm hotter than fish grease. At least that's what.
Yeah, man. That was oof. That was cool. That was the ultimate flashback right there. That was the beginning. I had a really good time. This was fun. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Gene Flo dives into the hard drive. Episode 6. Beat Block. What else can we say, man? It's been fun. The questions were great. Thank you guys for allowing me to open up and let you guys into a little bit of who I am behind the music. You know what I mean? If you want to know a little bit more, go over to Platform Collection YouTube and check out the crappy awesome episode that I did with my brother Kill C-Ray. He definitely asked some really dope questions and pulls a lot out of me. Check it out, excuse me. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more that we didn't cover today. I definitely want to do this again down the road for sure. There's a lot more in the vault. We'll play more songs that I produced. If you want to hear songs that I've produced, go over to my Spotify, or if you listen to iTunes or Apple Music, and search Gene Flo. There's a project on there called Current Events with my brother Golden Griffin and Roots. You can go to verbalimagery.bandcamp.com, check out some old vault music that I did with my brother Gold Griffin on Bandcamp. We went by the name Verbal Imagery. Also on Spotify. Go over to Kill C Rays. Spotify. There's plenty of songs over there that I produced. We'll get into those. Like I said, this is just the beginning. This is the Beat Block. You guys are here making history. This is a community. We communicate. We're transparent. We have fun. We crack jokes. And, yeah, man. Send in your beats. If you're in the chat and you make beats, Mike Mackey, DJ Gar, Atlas, send those beats in. bbtvsubmissions@gmail.com. We'll put it in the pool and we'll play the beats. We want to play your beats. It's not just a one-time thing. You know, everyone that you've heard on the show, we're going to play them again. There's going to be more. More DJ Who. More Evolve. More Curtis King. More Chase. Get it? Chase more. More Chase. Some more Chase more. I know Mike Mackey would appreciate that with the Sun God Sons play on words. Some more RM the Poet. Some more Mike Mackey. Mike Mackey was a dope guest on our show before. He'll be back. So yeah, man, I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I appreciate you guys. You guys are the show. We're the show. Together we are the Beat Block. If you're having Beat Block, you already know, come to the Beat Block. Also, remember to spread love. That's the human way. And lastly, never stop creating. My name is Gene Flo. I've had a dope time with you guys today. And I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, y'all have a great night. Peace.
Okay. I made time for this. Soundtrack, what up? Ski Beats, what up? Figured they wanna hear me, this shit drop cozy with the pull-up. McCullum for a day, if I ain't booked up, this shit a mess. I got a family tired of ones I'm giving knots to. Shout to VA, I even got some shit with knots too. I dropped a project, could've dropped two, I'm that productive. She know that she don't have to call, but acting so seductive. I act her ass like a vote Republic, smoking nuggets. Niggas popping up high, open cupboards, holding luggage. Hey, this the rapture before the rapture. Last supper, throw a dinner party, I'm Robert Glasper. God say I'm sure by seeing, and I'm robbing pastors. Let us roll with these, grab a weave, she bobbing faster. Rocky Factor, this for the ones who knew me back when I would go by Casper. To get the 5'9" from Tech, I had to walk by Casper's. PGA flow, I need my masters and my coat. Met me once, was like he cute as fucking person, and he dope, and he wrote all of this. No rider you can call for this. Sanding throwing beers like what it costs for this. Think I hit my mark with this. Shout to Detroit where my partners is. In them Gators lounging, no Martian is. Not a thing, boy, this shit priceless, nigga. Eating late like the indecisive, nigga. Always been a winner, I attract stats. Easy little something for the smack pack. You did. Town business. 1A soon, ODS. Nigga. What up? Soundtrack.